From Los Angeles, California, we're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
What is up, friends? And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who couldn't be bothered to put on pants or underwear today and is currently using a rolling pin on his boner. That's Jeff Clark.
Hey, Boom Naughty.
And broadcasting to us from the Batcave, the bearded booger-demolishing butler known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, but why do I have to be the butler?
Because I wanted you to think you were getting billed as Batman.
That's exactly what happened,
And then I
son
pulled
of a bitch.
a switcheroo on your ass. And joining us once again, our good friend, Josh Richmond. Welcome back, Josh.
Hello, Puminati. How's it going? It has been a few years since I've been on this program, but it is nice to be back.
Yeah. And you have an actual reason for being here other than just telling fart jokes with us, and that is you're promoting your new app, Doomsday, a mad science game.
Oh,
That is true.
Hold on. You're always welcome to come on just for fun, just to bullshit. Doesn't have to always just be business.
Unfortunately, with you guys, it always has to be business. I feel like it gotta be on my best behavior. I can't be here for your goof em ups or your joke arounds. I'm here for serious reasons.
All right, fair enough.
But we were chatting a little bit in the Easter egg, which, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, you'll hear after the end theme. But Josh, you had a 4DX experience, which that's like when it's like a step above 4DX. Yeah,
Yeah, they call it 4DX in the industry. It's when you buy the 4DX ticket.
but like it's added elements other than like audio and visual. So your seat will shake, stuff will get sprayed on you. Sometimes it's in smell-o-vision, and I don't think I've ever, in all of my movie-going experiences, of which there have been many, I've never actually gotten to do a 4D screening outside of like, I guess it's a half-assed version when you go see the El Capitan when they show Nightmare Before Christmas.
What do they do there? Because I've been to the El Capitan, and sometimes they have the big pre-show of the costume characters and stuff. But I haven't seen like the whole shaky 4D experience.
Well, pretty much the only thing that makes it 4D is whenever like the interior of the theater is decorated with Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Yipe.
Right.
And then when it snows in the movie, it snows in the theater, and that's about it. But
that's cool. That's pretty cool.
That was one of my first experiences at the El Capitan. It's, for people who don't know, it's on Hollywood Boulevard. It's like across the street from the Chinese Theater. It's a Disney-owned theater, and it's single screen. And it is super old school in the fact that they have, like, before the movie even starts, some like decrepit old mummy will be playing like a fucking organ. Like it sounds like you're on a carousel.
The organ's the best part. They're just playing a bunch of like Disney hits on an organ, and it's like you're going to a baseball game.
Didn't you guys go see like an afternoon? I believe it was Josh that went with you when you got really high and went and saw Wreck-It Ralph at like 1 p.m, and you guys were the only adults without children there.
Yes.
This sounds right to me. I think you're right. We did do this,
and that could technically qualify as a 4D experience because I really felt like a pedophile.
Yeah. The 4DX experience there is you really come to terms with your own mortality, and you realize like I'll never be able to recapture my youth again. This is just something this is an experience that's closed off to me from now on. I could do this when I was a child growing up in LA. I can't do this anymore. That was the last time I think I went to the El Capitan.
Yeah, and you see that was like, because I lived, my first apartment in Hollywood was like, 4 blocks from there. So it was an easy walk. I went there one time. I saw Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm like, this is fucking cool. This is how they show their movies. I got to see more stuff here. And when Wreck-It Ralph was coming out, I'm like, oh, this is sick. It's like, a Pixar-y type movie. I don't think it was made by Pixar, but, that computer animation stuff with, it's like a love letter to arcades and old school arcade games. I'm like, this is going to be fucking sick. And when we got there, they actually did make a Wreck-It Ralph arcade game. Like, they had the cabinet in the lobby, and you could just go up and play it. And it was actually kind of fun. And, got baked out of my mind beforehand. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fucking sick. We take our seats, and it is wall-to-wall children. And the pre-show activities, the way that they kind of Nightmare Before Christmas this showing of Wreck-It Ralph was they had a fucking guy come out in like a Barney-style Wreck-It Ralph costume. He's like, hi, kids, you want to dance? And Josh and I looked at each other like, oh, what the fuck did we get ourselves into?
why are we here? I think we had both taken an edible for sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Also a weird movie to see high regardless. Like, that movie's a heartbreaker. Like Wreck-It Ralph like busts little Sarah Silverman's car and the whole theater is crying. It's a sad that's a heartbreaking movie.
That was one of those times where I was like, oh, okay. My first showing at the El Capitan, it was just luck that I saw Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm like, look what they do. It's fucking snowing in here. And then it's just like, oh, okay, I guess we get the Barney treatment for everything else. But your first, and I'm guessing only 4D theater experience was Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, so did Top Gun Maverick come out 2021, 2022? I forget. It was one of those 2 years.
It was 2022, I want to say. It got pushed back a lot because of the pandemic.
That is right. Yeah, Tom Cruise was like, I gotta wait until everybody could really see this baby in theaters, and I understand why. And also, it came out around Father's Day, so this was one where my dad was like, "Hey, it's Father's Day. We're getting 2 tickets for this classic father-son kind of movie." And he didn't realize he was buying 4DX tickets at the time. So we get to the theater and we realize, oh, these are these like funky seats. All the seats are kind of connected, where it's like a roller coaster, where they're all kind of on the same pneumatic moving platform, and every seat has little things on the seat in front of you, some of which will blow smoke in your face, some of which will blast you with mist. I've heard that I don't think Top Gun Maverick had this, but some theaters will do like like not a scratch and sniff, but will blow like smells in your face, so you can really like smell what's going on in the movie. That's more than I typically. All of this was more than I need. The short story is, I got there and immediately, like, you're in a plane in the very first seat of Top Gun Maverick, and immediately like the whole plane is shaking around whenever the whole seats are shaking around whenever.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is like trying to get like the speed record or some shit, right?
Yeah, he's trying to like fly as fast as possible. So you're just wriggling around in your chair. Mach 10. While John Hamm is angry and is like, no, you can't go that fast, Tom Cruise, you're not allowed. But
whoa! That was Ed Harris.
Was it?
John Hamm was the captain of the flight school. He's also a dick, but Ed Harris starts off with the.
I barely remember half of what happens in the movie because
there was too much going on.
I'm fucking shaking around. I'm like, what is this? How do I make it stop? The seats are hard. They're like hard plastic seats, and I'm just like banging my ass on it constantly.
It's like you're watching the movie on a mechanical bull.
Kind of, yeah. It's a mechanical bull that goes for 2 hours and only lets you stop to breathe for like the scenes where he's chatting up Jennifer Connelly. So I'm just looking forward to that. And then like, fuck, he's in a plane again, and now I'm shaking around again, and they're blasting me with air and mist, and I had a terrible time.
I feel like it was a little inappropriate that they activated the smell-o-vision during the Tom Cruise Jennifer Connelly sex scene. That was unnecessary.
Yeah, I do not need like the mature MILF sex smells. Not necessary. As hot as she was.
Yeah, why'd you get the 4 dicks?
Tom Cruise is nuts. It's like, this theater smells like vinegar.
No, so I would not recommend. I've heard that Twisters and 4DX is good. I've heard that some movies are really made for it, but I don't not for me.
I got to check it out.
I'm
but
not enough of a thrill seeker.
Carl and I recently rewatched This Is the End. We just we're like, we just need something fucking stupid to laugh at. And I was like, well, I feel like the fail-safe is anything with Seth Rogen in it, and neither of us had seen that in a long time. What is going... Man, my Zoom is fucking tweaking on me right now. I apologize if you guys lose me at all. But Oh yeah, what was I talking about? Stupid fucking thing distracted me. Oh yeah, this is the end.
This is the end.
And my Zoom thing spazzing out made me forget why I was even telling that story. I don't even know what the fuck's going on now.
You and Carl just need something funny to laugh at.
Yeah, but I don't know why
four dicks.
Yeah, it's fucking gone, man. Damn it!
Fucking Zoom.
I really do have the fucking brain of a goldfish. This is embarrassing.
That is, yeah. You were mid-story too.
Yep. Well,
yeah,
whatever.
we just started the story. Now I'll never know. I'll never know what the end of this is the end of the story is.
Nope. I for the fucking life of me, I couldn't tell you why I started telling that story. I'm sure there was something relevant, but
I think you're about to take a big old dump on Danny McBride.
No way.
Oh, okay. Let's just all sit here and try to guess on what you were talking about, and eventually you'll get it.
Did you guys hear that? Have you guys heard that like Seth Rogen and James Franco haven't talked in like 4 or 5 years? I think Rogen just recently went on like some interview and said like, yeah, I completely lost touch with him. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of those weird Hollywood things. Like, how do I navigate this? Like, one of my closest friends just got fucking canceled for being a sex pest. What do I do?
Yeah.
Do I ride out, or do I just be like, look, man, sorry, you shouldn't have like forced those girls in acting classes to suck your dick. I want to keep making movies. Sorry, dude.
Oh, I get it. I understand.
I thought he got uncanceled. I wasn't up to date on Franco's canceled status.
It seems like nowadays canceled is more or less a timeout. You just gotta hang back a little bit. Someone else does something stupid. People get mad at them, and then they're like, "Oh, new James Franco movie." They completely forgot. You can only be mad at like 12 celebrities at once, and once a 13th celebrity comes out that you get mad at, you forget about number one, and it's just like a sliding scale.
Honestly, the fact that Mel Gibson's directing movies again just really shows like you can say anything and people will forget in 10 years. It's just yeah.
Doesn't he finance most of his own movies?
I don't know. He's getting like studio funding and he's appearing in other movies. He's back in the fold.
Gotcha. Well, that's a bummer because we all hate Mel Gibson. Obviously, none of us on this podcast loves Mel Gibson and all of his movies.
I do want to at one point I do want to see a 4D movie. It's just I have a feeling I'm going to have the same exact experience as you, Josh, and I'm just going to be like, this is just fucking distracting. Oh, it fucking came back to me. This is the end. Right in the beginning, Seth Rogen
Someone
picks
make
up...
him forget. Zoom, say something. Zoom, do something.
Right, I got to mute Jeff real quick.
This meeting is recorded.
When he picks up Jay Baruchel at the airport and they go back to his place, and he's like, look, I spelled your name out in Zoinks. Hey, I got a 3D TV. And he's like, what? A 3D TV? And they put glasses on, and they're just like, whoa. Like, that was probably the quickest flash in the pan technology miss. Because I even got to a point where, like, when I would buy like a movie that I saw in the theater and I loved, and I'm like, all right, well, I got to get this on Blu-ray when it comes out. You go to Best Buy, and it's like, if I pay $5 more, I can get this one that comes with the 3D version. Someday I'll be successful enough to own a 3D TV, right? And when I do, this will be waiting for me. And I don't even think they make 3D TVs anymore, do they?
Well, part of the problem is, like, the 3D TV came out like right around when they stopped making 3D movies. Like that was a trend for like 3-4 years. And they're like, finally, the 3D TV will capitalize on that. Right around the time everybody was like, we don't give a shit about 3D movies. So there's not even things to really watch on those TVs. Yeah,
and wearing like glasses that you don't have to. It's just annoying. Yeah. All these peripherals you got to fucking keep track of.
Until somebody comes up with the version of the 3D TV. That what I want the sci-fi version where you turn it on and it's like there's just holograms in your room. Like you're in like the middle of a movie scene. It feels like that without having to wear anything on your head. That's what I want. If they could figure that out, I'll spend $10,000 or whatever that costs.
That seemed to be something that was like I remember like in 2008 when Iron Man came out, and it's like, oh man, he's like manipulating holograms with his hands and shit. That's got to be coming soon.
Exactly. I want the Iron Man version of it. That's that. And right now, the only version of that you get, you kind of get that with like the Apple Vision Pro if you spend $4,000 and will wear like a 45-pound thing on your head for however long the movie takes. It's not worth it.
Have you ever messed with one of those? Are they cool?
I haven't put one on yet. I've just heard that people who've worn it saying like it's cool, but it's also heavy as shit, and you don't want to wear it for more than 20 minutes because you get neck pain.
Oh,
and it costs like $4,000.
I'll tell you what though. I recently was at the T-Mobile store, and they had the Meta sunglasses, and I was like, you know what? That might be the fucking coolest wearable that there is. Like, a couple years ago, I got my family like all pooled together, and they're like, "Here's your Christmas present this year, the Apple Watch." And I was like, "Sick!" And I wore it for a while, and then I was just like, "Man, every time I walk through a doorway, I forget how clumsy I am. I just bang my wrist on the door frame, and it's getting all beat up. I'm like, I don't even know if I should have this." But
do you bang your wrist normally when you walk through doors?
No, which means I'm missing every door frame I walk into by like 2 millimeters.
Wait, can I tell you my Apple Watch story?
Yes, please.
I want to say this was 4 or 5 years into working at Earwolf, where our CEO was like, "Hey, everybody, for doing such a great job this year, we're giving a bonus to all the producers on the team. You're all getting an Apple Watch."
Sick.
Everybody on the team got an Apple Watch. I took mine off. I took it out of the box. I was walking home with it, fiddling with it, being like, "Oh, I can't wait to try this on." I dropped it on the sidewalk, face down, and it shattered. And I never even got a chance to wear it.
Oh my
and
God.
I've never bought another one since. I was like, I would never buy this for myself, but if I'm getting it as a gift, it's cool. I never even got to use it as a gift.
It's not one of those things that you can go to like the kiosk at the mall and have them switch the glass out?
I think they would have to like. I mean, that would probably cost money. That I was just like, I don't really need this thing. I don't want to spend $100 to repair it. It's not worth it.
Did you ever have the awkward conversation with the boss about where your Apple Watch was?
I just literally never mentioned it again, and tried to, just was like, yeah, just.
He didn't call you out like, "Hey, I noticed you're not watching. You're not wearing your watch."
Hey, did you guys accidentally buy an extra Apple Watch for a producer that was fired beforehand? You got any spares?
Yeah, just curious. I'll swap it out.
I will say though, I tried out those fucking Meta sunglasses, and they were kind of sick. Like you can, they have cameras on each frame of the glasses. So like, if you ever wanted to, you could just like double tap a thing, and it'll just record everything in first person view.
I have heard these are pretty cool. I'm curious. I want to try it out.
Yeah, and it even has like an AR thing. So like if you're looking at a vegetable, or like Jeff, if you're not, you're a big blind spot is sea life, and you see some fucking thing wash up on the beach, you're like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" You can like hold the button down and say, "What is this? Identify this," and like an AR thing will scan what you're looking at, and then an info blurb will pop up.
Will it do like a Terminator vision thing where it all looks red and you press a button, you're looking at somebody that's like humanoid, 175 pounds, or whatever the Terminator vision looks like?
Dude, the day they do that, I'm selling my blood, my plasma, my jizz, my poop for anybody who'll buy it, and I'm getting one of those fucking things. Because it even has like little speakers in the back of the stems, I guess that's what they're called, and it sounds like music is playing inside your head. They're actually, like, I haven't been that impressed by a piece of technology probably since smartphones. Like, I was excited for tablets, but then I was just like, all right, it's just a big phone. And then I was kind of excited for the watches, and I'm like, it's cool, but, like, it's not that difficult to just look at my phone when I get a text.
Do you remember the toothbrushes that when you brush your teeth would play music inside your skull through your teeth?
Vaguely.
Do you remember this at all?
I vaguely
have any
do.
idea what I'm talking about?
Is that like a Sharper Image Brookstone product?
It was called like Brush Tunes or something, and I got one when I was 6, and it's just like it's pre-programmed with like 2 pop songs in it, and you brush your teeth, and it like uses like sound induction to like vibrate your teeth so it sounds like you're hearing the music while you brush. That was the last time I was impressed by a piece of technology. Was that?
Get out of my head, Miley Cyrus! I'm brushing my teeth. I don't want to party in the USA.
You said it was when you were 6?
Yeah. Oh no, this came out when I was a little kid.
So we're thinking like Madonna, Michael Jackson.
This was it would have been
Base.
like maybe like
MC Hammer.
Maybe like Hanson Mbop. Or maybe even late enough to be like Smash Mouth, some like this era. Think this like around this era.
So there was one in 2007 that Tiger Electronics put out.
Whoa. They're the ones that made all those cool handheld games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
It was called Tooth Tunes.
Yeah.
And this one that I'm looking at played Hannah Montana song.
Yeah, so they kept they kept coming up with versions of it. But yeah, they should keep making those. I want that now.
Yeah. I don't see why not. They got fucking magical glasses. Can make my fucking brawn play. Man, that'd be sick if it just blasts death metal into people's heads.
Yes.
So
listen to some cattle decapitation while
hell yeah,
while brushing your teeth.
Oh, I'm really enjoying this new witch vomit.
Love that song.
So, Josh, tell us a little bit about your new mobile game, Doomsday, a mad science game. Which, by the way, if you're looking to download it, type that whole thing out because Doomsday has a lot of results. If you want it exact and you want that at the top, Doomsday, a mad science game.
So yeah, okay.
Or
so on
doomsdaygame.xyz.
Go to
put that in your browser.
Thank you very much, Jeff. If you go to doomsdaygame.xyz, it'll give you the direct links. You can get it on Steam. It's just called Doomsday on Steam. But on the iOS store, I had to call it Doomsday a Mad Science Game because otherwise it would not let me publish it because there's already another game called Doomsday, of course. I picked a pretty generic title, but that's just what I wanted to call the game, so I'm sticking with it. Yeah, it's like I started the long story of how I got into game design, because you may know this, Kevin, and I may have even talked about this a few times on Alice back in the day, but before I thought I was going to get into radio, I thought I was going to be a game designer. And I was studying coding and shit in college, and then eventually was like, this is too much work, and I'm like a dumb 18-year-old, and I kind of just want to go to bonfires and get high and study philosophy. So I did that, and then I also went... Yeah, and I got really involved with the campus radio station, and then just went on kind of like a radio audio path and kind of left the coding thing behind. But it's always a thing I've like wanted to do, is get into game design seriously. And then when the pandemic in 2020, when everybody else was learning how to bake bread or whatever, I was like, okay, it's time for me to give this a shot again. And I learned coding and taught myself Unity and C# and like how to make games from scratch. And it's fucking fun. I love it. I want to make more now that I've made one full solid game, but it really scratches like the math puzzle nerd side of my brain, where I'm like, it feels like you have to solve a million math problems to make one game make any sense.
Yeah,
but I like that part of it.
Yeah, and you came by because Josh helped me out with I got a title card for this, the LLC that I started to make the movie to make John Cooper. I was just like, I'm going to keep this active because I want to release stuff under bonus level production. So I started this bonus level productions thing and got an animation made that shows before the movie. And Josh came over and helped, essentially made the music for it. So when you do get to see John Cooper, that is Josh's handiwork in the audio of that portion.
My contribution is there in literally the first 5 seconds of the movie, and then I do nothing else. But I'm there at the very, very beginning. I'm happy about that.
But your name is there in the end. You do get a shout out in the credits.
True. That is true.
But while we were working on that, Josh showed me Doomsday, and I'm a dummy. So a lot of the games that I play are dummy adjacent. So the best way that I can kind of explain it, and I hope this doesn't come across as insulting, but it feels like one of the games that you play consistently when you're doing a big Final Fantasy game. So like,
interesting.
Ever played one of the main...
I don't have a frame of reference for this because I was never a big Final Fantasy guy.
So basically, like Final Fantasy VII, the new one that just came out, within the last couple of years. Like, as you're playing, there's this card game that's present throughout the entire thing. So when you go to a new town, there will be like 3 NPCs you can talk to that will challenge you in this card game. and the more people you defeat, you get new cards to add, and you build your deck. And that's kind of what this feels like. It feels like one of those games where, like, you know, even with board games, sometimes it takes me a second to get through the rules. Then I'm just like, all right, you know what? I think I got the foundation. Let me play this through a few times, and then it's just like, all right, it clicked. All right, I'm fucking in. Let's do this. And it's interesting that you were able to find a way to. It seems so fucking complicated to come up with something like that, because it's almost like putting together a morphing jigsaw puzzle. Like, all right, I found this piece. Oh fuck, but that changed something over here. Now I have to tweak this. But that makes this part of the game unbalanced, and now I have to tweak that.
That's a really good way to put it, honestly. The process of balancing a game, honestly, and this is true of, like, you know, like any game you could imagine. If you're playing like a Call of Duty style game and you're like, how do I make sure, you know, the snipers are balanced against the close range weapons or whatever? And actually, like, those little tweaks of like exactly how powerful to make everything so nothing feels like it's too bad to ever take, nothing feels like it's so good you have to take it every time. It takes so much work and practice, and being like, I have to play this game literally 1,000 times to feel like it's getting that kind of polish and the right kind of flow you want. And even then, when you're done, you're like, I don't know if I 100% got there, but I think I got pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out fucking great. It turned out really great.
Thank you, dude. It's a card game. It's pretty simple. Yeah. It's a small, simple kind of iPhone mobile style little game. But it's if you ever played a game like Slay the Spire or Marvel Snap, these kind of deck building style games, it is a lot like that. I love Slay the Spire. I play it kind of religiously, and it was very, very, very inspired by that. But me kind of trying to do my own twist on it, where you're a mad scientist and you're building a doomsday device out of different components that's going to make up this giant laser that you're going to use to take over the world. And each card is a different component you're using to build your doomsday device. But as you play, you get a chance to make your deck better, or you can pick up cool artifacts to make it more powerful, or have, like, you know, one-off events that make your gameplay more unique. But it's very much in the mold of a Slay the Spire or Balatro or Marvel Snap, or if you've ever played games like that. It's I try to make it really simple. These kind of games can get really complicated, but I really try to make it so it's like you can pick it up and play and get the gist of it within like 3-4 minutes. And I think, you can get it on the App Store. It's $5.
Yeah, you did a great job, man. Not only just making a well-balanced, fun, unique game, but also, obviously, we here at MSPH appreciate the mad scientist aesthetic to it.
Of course. How could they not go on MSPH with a mad scientist themed game? It's right there. It's natural branding.
Yeah. So did you do all, like, was this kind of like a Stardew Valley type thing where this is a one-man operation? Did you outsource anything?
All the graphics in the game are done by a guy named Flint Nichols, who's a cartoonist, a friend of mine, a cartoonist and animator who came up with kind of the visual style of the game. It looks very kind of Saturday morning cartoonish, a little bit like Dexter's Laboratory inspired, but just like silly and colorful and fun. So that's all him. My brother did a lot of the music. My brother, who's like a rapper, and also does like a lot of beats and stuff, and kind of helped me come up with make some beats that are kind of the level of music of the game. So graphics and music were, I got some help, but the rest of it is just I was the only person who coded any part of it, so that's all me.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, how long did it take you to do the coding?
Good question, Jeff.
Yeah, about this whole game start to finish took 18 months to make. So it's a serious project. But
yeah.
Is that typical for this type of game, or is this is that length of time just because you had to kind of get back into coding and learn it?
That length is honestly the shorter side for game development, especially if you're a small team. Yeah, because like it's to actually make a full game, even a small game. Like, I don't know, you might have heard of a game that came out this year called Animal Well, which is kind of like a platformer, a puzzle platformer that's getting some like Game of the Year notices and stuff like that. And just one guy made that game, and it took him 8 years.
Oh,
like that's
shit.
almost an entire decade just to make sure every piece of this works smoothly. And it's hard. It takes like a shitload of work to actually get it right.
Well, not only that, but like because everybody's well aware of my fucking failed app excursion with Freaky Scenes.
Freaky scenes. I remember.
One of the most difficult parts of that was my uncle Tony, who has since passed, but he's in like construction in Jersey, and he had like a company that would sell like stone, gravel, mulch, all this different shit. And he had this big grand dream of making almost like he wanted to make Facebook but for construction. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, I want to make it like if you need anything construction-wise, you can find somebody in your area. And then there's like a social media element to it. And I'm like, and like all I was thinking was like, oh, this sounds like Dunder Mifflin Infinity. But I don't know if he ever even got it off the ground, because he was with these developers in Sweden for like an eternity trying to work on this thing. And he put me in touch with them. So like they did all of the designing, they did all the programming. And one of the biggest things was fucking making sure it's compatible with everything. Because, iPhones, iOS's go out of date. Eventually, apps will kind of shit out once it reaches a certain one. So you then will have to retool the app to be functional with the most modern OS that comes out. But then programming for... this was also over a decade ago, but programming for Android, since there's so many different fucking phones, they all have different screen sizes, different operating systems, all that crazy shit. That can also be a huge headache too. So how did you tackle all of that?
That stuff can be a huge pain. I got a head start in a little bit of it because I explained I coded this kind of an engine called Unity. When you hear about things called a game engine, you probably also heard of a lot of games that are made in what's called the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So like a lot of like the AAA, the biggest games use Unreal Engine. The engine is basically like a bunch of different functions and methods and graphical assets and things like that kind of like are the base of your game. And it's an environment you can design in and make and do a lot of the creative work, knowing that a lot of that kind of like the grunt work and the pain in the ass shit of making sure it's going to be compatible with every possible platform and making sure everything connects the way it's supposed to, or is like, that the screen's drawing it correctly. That stuff's kind of taken care of for you. So that helps a lot.
Okay. So is that kind of like an archaic problem that I had that developers nowadays don't really?
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily say that, but more like if it's dependent on the kind of app you want to make. And I think if you're doing something that, for instance, like uses the iPhone camera, that might have a lot more kind of specifications than a game which has now. If you use an engine, it's got a lot of this stuff in place for you.
Because a lot of the things, the reason why Freaky Scenes isn't even available anymore is, Google charges a yearly fee, Apple charges a yearly fee. They take a percentage, a nice big fucking healthy percentage of every sale you make, and then, when OSs keep ticking up and up and up, eventually you have to like reprogram it to work with those new ones. And I don't know how to do that shit, so I would have had to pay those developers another big chunk of change to keep it updated. And it's just like, woo. Man, to make any money doing an app, you really got to be on top of your shit. It is tough.
It is 100% true. And yeah, eventually at a certain like iOS point, I would have to probably reprogram it to make it all work. But and the fees are crazy. iOS takes 30% out of every sale, which is it's highway robbery, frankly. But they're allowed because they've got a monopoly. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like even like I started a Cameo a couple years ago, and every now and then a new one will pop in, but if anybody orders it from like the Cameo app on their phone, I charge $20 for a Cameo. Apple takes 10. So I get $10 for every Cameo. And like we just found out like Patreon just sent a thing. So anybody who subscribes through Apple for anything Patreon, Apple is now going to be taking an even bigger cut. And if you see,
dude, it's a good message for your own listeners. If you want to subscribe to even this show's Patreon, go to patreon.com and subscribe there, and that means these guys get a bigger chunk of what you actually pay them.
Yeah, because I mean, not only that, like when the Ella Show was doing our Patreon, when it was like at its peak, we found this one secret tab that shows. Because it'll show you, be like, here's how much you're making every month. Here's all your subscribers. But there was a tab we found that was like, here's the actual total. and here's what we take every month, your jaw would hit the fucking floor. Like,
yeah.
Patreon takes so fucking much, and then Apple it's like I don't understand how anybody makes a living. It's fucking crazy. But keep that in mind. Luckily, if you're on the fence about getting Josh's app, help the guy out. Absolutely.
Luckily, the truth about Doomsday is this was always a project that I expected to lose money on. It is a labor of love, and I'm putting it out there, and I am charging $5 for it because I want to feel like I'm getting something for the time I put into it. But this was never going to be the way I actually make money. If you want to be a person who makes money off your app, it's you got to really put the elbow grease in to make it work.
Oh my God, yeah. But I mean, congrats, man. That's a huge accomplishment. I know it was a shitload of work. I know not only was it a shitload of work, but you went above and beyond to make sure that you're not just putting out a game. You wanted to make sure that you're putting out a top tier fucking game with, no bugs in it, no overpowered stuff, no underpowered stuff, just balanced. And
yeah, man, listen, thank you. It's true. This is the thing that I want to kind of be out there to be like, hey, because I want to keep making games, honestly, and so I want it to feel like this is my first excursion into it. I want anybody who tries it to be like, okay, this is a baseline level of quality you can expect. And showing to anybody else who's interested in ever maybe working with me on something like that, like, hey, I know how to do this in a way that will not, actually looks reasonably professional and not some crazy buggy mess. So I think we got there.
Do you remember back in the day when they had it was like RPG Maker? It had to have been like 20 years or more.
Yeah, I remember. I made shit in RPG Maker.
When I used to go to the burbs of Philly all the time and hang out with like Miguel and all those dudes, one of our friends made a Havertown video game. It was like an RPG, and like there was like a Wawa in it, like a building that was designated as a Wawa, and you could go there and you just like, oh, I was looking for you. Cool, we met up. You were at Wawa, and buy weed off of each other.
If there was a game that had a level creator function in it, I messed with it like crazy. I remember
Mario Maker?
Tony Hawk Pro. I remember in like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like I was just making the dumbest fucking skate parks. Like I want to make one that's like just a single rail that's just a big spiral, so you just have to grind the entire length of the skate park. Just shit like that's. I had more fun doing that than I did playing the actual levels. So this has just always been how I interact with games for whatever reason.
Nice. Well, hell yeah! Everybody, check it out. Yeah. Doomsday, yeah. And if you're looking for it through Apple, Doomsday, a mad scientist game.
Doomsday : a mad science game.
Mad science game. I threw in the scientist. I was trying to sneak in a little extra branding.
Sure.
Yep. Doomsdaygame.xyz.
Thank you.
The, browser.
You know the website. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, the landing page. Pretty cool website. I was screwing around with it, or just scrolling it today, reading about the deck building experience. And frankly, I've never played a game like this. Obviously, I mean, you probably would have guessed that, but hey, I'll buy it and give it a shot.
If you've never played like Slay the Spire, I definitely also it's fun as fuck. Or Balatro. I don't know if you've even heard of this game, but it's kind of like
if you said Balatro in the beginning, I would have got there.
Yeah, it's a lot like It's like a poker style game. It's like poker, but there's a bunch of crazy jokers that make your hand better. It's cool. It's
Josh, we recently tried to get Jeff into Catan.
Oh yeah,
and that did not go well.
How'd that
go? Badly. Jeff hated it.
It was brutal. Every time we do a game night, I talk about that time that you came through and just browbeat us and fucking a whole bunch of games. You were
I don't think I've ever been defeated so quickly in a game of Clue than that game night in Studio City that you came to.
Yeah, you looked like fucking Bruce Jenner out there in the decathlon. Just swept all the events.
The way they tell the story of this game night, Josh, is like you are a chess master just playing 6 different games at once and just going around and checkmating everybody immediately. That's the way they focus.
It's not far off.
My memory of this game night is so different. I remember like coming over and like doing like mildly well at a few different games. I think I did win Clue, but I think that's the only game I won.
Dude, we were playing Clue and you won. You won on like the second turn. I don't know how the hell you did that.
The way they tell this is you are the Bobby Fischer of board games. It's just like
yeah, I still have PTSD from last playing
Bobby
board
Fischer's
games with you.
Fischer of board games. He plays a board game. That's his
so
game.
that is okay. Fair. That's fair, Josh. That's fair.
No way. You could fucking beat Bobby Fischer in Clue.
I think I could, but he's going to beat me in chess.
Yeah, he might.
It's fair. It's only one game.
Man, so I actually, Carl and I, watched a movie the other night. Her choice, and I was very surprised that she picked this. And when it ended, I was even more surprised that she loved it. But I'm glad you're here for this episode, Josh, because this also seems like something that would be right up your alley. Have you seen the film called Hundreds of Beavers? And it's not a porno. I
have seen Hundreds of Beavers. I saw it earlier this year. I saw it at a theater because I'd heard some of the advanced buzz on it, and I was like, I want to catch this and the theater experience. It is one of the best movies I've seen this year. You're absolutely right. It's a Josh kind of movie.
It's fucking good though. I didn't know what to make heads or tails of it. I've been hearing people talking about it here and there. It was always like up for rental, and I was just like, I don't feel like paying money today, and I'll put something else on. And it just went to Prime. So if you have a Prime subscription, you can watch it for free. It's essentially a black and white Looney Tunes episode stretched out into a movie. It
is pure slapstick. Like in a way that like they don't even make that many good like comedy movies anymore in general. I feel like just the studios have been slacking up. But this isn't just that. This is like a throwback to like how they made comedies 100 years ago. But it's like fucking funny.
Yeah.
And like every joke lands.
It's literally Looney Tunes physics and setups. And the guy who directed it is a like graphic designer, like CG special effects guy. So they were able to, I think they had a budget of $150,000. And, obviously this dude, if he's doing all the computer effects, he's not paying himself. So I think if it was made traditionally, it would have been way more money to make it. But it took me a minute to get into it because I'm like, okay, this is like Bugs Bunny humor. All right, that was silly. Is this sustainable for like 100 minutes or for however long it is? And it went the opposite way I thought it was gonna do. Instead of getting tired and like, oh god, this again, I just steadily warmed up to it for the whole movie. And I would definitely say eating a gummy or smoking a little bit is going to go a long way. But sometimes I kind of look at, like, I watch so many fucking movies that sometimes I kind of attribute it to somebody who's like a porn addict. Like, you can't just watch two people have sex anymore. You need like a kangaroo pooping on somebody's head and like some pee in order for it to do anything for you. And every now and then, I feel like that with movies. It's like, this is too cut and dry. I need something fucking weird. I need something weird that's going to show me something I've never seen before. And this scratched that itch. And it also scratched Carl's back, who does not like the same fucking out there, outlandish, bizarre, off the beaten path movies that I like to sprinkle in from time to time. So I would say, check out Hundreds of Beavers. It is absolutely fucking bonkers, but packed with like cleverness and imagination. It was really fucking cool.
Listen, similarly, Sangeeta also went and saw Hundreds of Beavers with me, and somebody who does not like the same kind of movies I like, and usually doesn't like anything that's too weird or too fucked up. But they just having a blast throughout Hundreds of Beavers. It is a movie I could recommend almost anybody. I'd recommend it to my 91-year-old grandma. She would have a good time.
Yeah,
because it's just a very elemental type of humor. It's just like you're just watching like people fall down and get hit on the head by like guys in elaborate beaver costumes. It's just funny
and lots of poop.
It's like Three Stooges with beavers.
It is like Three Stooges with beavers. It very very much is that.
But there's like poop jokes in it too. So it's like all right, you're speaking my language, the language of poo.
And also there are like there it's also with a movie that feels like it only could have been made in 2024 because like you said they shot it for almost no money just in the middle of like the Midwestern snowy wilderness, but there are so many effect shots. The whole movie was just like assembled like a jigsaw puzzle with After Effects. It looks super impressive considering that. And there's also like, as much as it is this kind of Three Stooges level humor, there's also a lot of like video game humor.
Oh yeah,
like sometimes you see them cut to like what looks like a world map in a video game, and they're just going and like checking off boxes and that, and you realize like, oh, this is like he's like on like a Zelda map or something.
Yeah, it is very Zelda-y. It's in frontier time, so he's trying to get beaver pelts. So like when he kills beavers in like very Wile E. Coyote ways, like a video game sound effect will play, and like his count of beaver pelts goes up. It's very, very enjoyable. I was a big fan.
It's just I was just laughing start to finish. A good time at the movies.
Same thing with Carl. I feel like it's one thing if I like something because I'm kind of fucking weird, but I think Carl covers the normal person demo, and it landed very strongly with her. So if you're scrolling around for a movie, you want to just kick back, turn your brain off, smoke some weed, and get some cheap laughs. I mean, it's right there in the title, Hundreds of Beavers.
It delivers on the title.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have known that you saw it, Kevin, because you didn't rate it on Letterboxd.
I sure as fuck did. What are you talking about, you silly bastard?
Oh wait, I'm not logged into Letterboxd. That's my fault. That's my fault.
Or did you put in 99 beavers? Did you go the full 100?
No, I was in the work Google Chrome browser that I'm not logged into.
I gave it 4.25 dicks. I'll suck 4.25 beaver dicks.
Confirmed, he did rate it on Letterboxd.
Of course I did.
Confirmed.
Well, speaking of Letterboxd, should we break things up a little bit and play a game?
I have movie reviews.
Oh, I got more too, but I thought you were teeing me up.
No, I wasn't. I was looking up Hundreds of Beavers because I had never heard of it.
Oh, okay, okay.
But one thing that I saw that I want to bring to all three of your attention, because I found it by accident when I was scrolling for something to fall asleep to and ended up staying up to watch it instead of going to sleep.
Oh, dang.
But there is a Sylvester Stallone documentary.
Oh, on Netflix, right?
On Netflix.
I've heard about this.
And it covers specifically the making of Rocky in more detail than anything else. And it was really good. I enjoyed it. It's simply called Sly. And it talks about the making of Rocky and also of Rambo and the Expendables.
What about Demolition Man?
It touches on that briefly when going over that he becomes an action star. Spends a little bit of time on Oscar and Don't Tell Mom, no, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Oh yeah, is that did he admit the story of that long ago Hollywood rumor that Schwarzenegger tricked him?
Oh yeah, Schwarzenegger tricked him into making that. I've heard that.
So that story was not told by Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
That story was told in the documentary Straight Out of Arnie's Mouth.
Ah.
Where he says, I wanted nothing to do with that movie, but I put it out there that I was going to do it, so he would do it. He says that verbatim.
It's a solid gag. Very solid gag.
He is one of our finest like four-dimensional chess players is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the master of the universe.
But I recommend that. I also finally saw Transformers 1, and that was a real good time.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, I don't have that same love for Transformers that Shuddy does, so I don't know if this movie is for me. But then when I saw all the reviews coming out and people were loving it, I'm like, maybe this does stand a chance with Shuddy.
Can I ask you a Transformers Can I ask you a Transformers One question? Because
sure.
Where are their dicks?
I'm probably never going to watch this. I've never really been into Transformers, but I was reading that like this is like a prequel that takes place like millions of years in the past or something like that. Is that right?
It is definitely in the past. The time frame is not specifically specified. I'm not. I'm not versed enough in Transformers lore to tell you how far in the past it is, but it is definitely a prequel.
Okay, because if it takes place even like thousands of years to the past, it's still about robots that transform specifically into like Camaros and Mack trucks, and how would robots from thousands of years in the past know about specifically like 20th century cars?
So they're a little bit more.
Good question.
They're not as specific transformations as the Transformers movies. But they are close enough where that is still a valid question. Like Optimus Prime does still transform into what could ostensibly be considered a big rig, right? Like,
right.
But there's no
a big rig in like 10,000 BC.
Yeah, like there's no frame of reference because they haven't even made it to Earth yet. They're still on Cybertron. So that is a valid question, and it's one of those things where you just you don't think about that, and you don't let that detract you from the enjoyment of the movie. But yes, that is a question that I saw before the movie even came out, and I was like, that's a silly question. But then I watched it and I was like, it does make absolute sense. Like they don't even know humans exist right now, and
right.
all of the planes that they transform into are kind of like sci-fi looking. They don't look like fucking F-14s like they did in the cartoon. But then Optimus Prime transforms into something that looks like actually a futuristic big rig. Like maybe you would see this in Demolition Man type.
Right.
Like
or that Bumblebee starts playing a Michael Jackson song and you're like, this makes no sense. This is not. No, I've actually heard Transformers 1 is good.
It's really good. Chris Hemsworth is in it. John Hamm,
it's got a stacked cast
earlier. Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key.
Wow,
like it's Steve Buscemi, the guy that played Paperboy in Atlanta, but was also in Bullet Train. That
guy's good. Brian Tyree Henry.
Yes.
He was podcaster in Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't know if he's British. He definitely did a British accent in Bullet Train.
I thought he was British, but Atlanta kind of kicks ass. The first 2 seasons, at least, kicked ass. I didn't see the one where they went to London.
How many Transformer dicks would you suck, Shuddy?
I am going to suck 4.25.
Holy shit!
Optimus Prime dongs.
Wow.
He is American, Jeff. He is American.
Damn it.
Josh, what was the last movie you went and saw in the theater?
The last movie I went and saw in a theater. It's actually weirdly been a minute.
Top Gun Maverick and 4 dicks.
No, it wasn't. God, it might have been Long Legs. I don't think I saw a movie in the theater since then. Actually, I got to catch up.
Yeah, I've kind of been doing
Legs
that.
Was just okay.
I went and saw what's that new harm? Oh, The Heretic with Hugh Grant.
You know what I did? I forgot that I went to the premiere of Anora at the Vista.
Oh shit!
That was sweet. Anora's awesome. Highly recommend.
I'm going to see that in a couple weeks. I want to see that, and I'm see Conclave as well.
Yeah, I've heard that's good. Good Pope stuff. Good poping around. Good popage.
I love a good Pope tale.
Yeah.
Pope tales. Whoa. Meow, 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 meow. I saw Heretic because Carl is a huge Hugh Grant fan, and when she found out he was going to be playing a villain in a horror movie, she's like, "Oh my god, we have to go see that." And it was interesting. It was a lot more. It was almost like a a theological debate escape room.
Cool.
Kind of. Like, Hugh Grant essentially kidnaps these two Mormon missionaries that come to his house and basically tries to just poke holes in religion in front of them and watch what happens. And it was pretty interesting. Like it had way more of that than I thought it would, but it was actually way more interesting than I thought something like that would be. Like, the dialogue was really, really clever and witty, and Hugh Grant was fucking excellent and very creepy bad guy. And there's not too much you can say about the plot of it without it getting spoilery, but it was really tense. It was really well acted, well made. It was a good fucking flick. I'll toss another 4 dicks in my mouth for that one.
That sounds fun. It's like he's like a torture porn movie, but he's torturing them by forcing them to contradict their own logic about their beliefs about God. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was solid. I liked it more than I thought I was gonna. It's good shit. But as I was saying before, gentlemen, would you like to play a game?
I will.
Fuck yeah.
Letterboxd. It's Letterboxd. The D stands for dicks. It's the Letterboxd game.
So, in an effort again to give Jeff a little bit of a head start, some help in this game, I'm trying out a new wrinkle in this one, that for each of these actors, I have selected a film not in their top 3 that is worth a bonus point.
Okay, so we should get Josh up to speed. So
yes,
yeah,
the way
I know the rules of this game.
So the rules of this game is I am going to give you the name of an actor. You are going to guess one of his films, trying to land in the top 3 in popularity all time on Letterboxd.
This is bullshit. If you really want to level the playing field, you should have not given him the rules. Just fucking guess, buddy. Just guess. Same movie. Yeah,
that is interesting. Because so the Letterboxd rating, because that's very different than like box office. It's gonna be specifically what this bunch of movie nerds has decided is gonna be in their top 3.
It also feels pretty arbitrary because we've tried to figure out how they rank the movies, and it's not necessarily the best scored. It's not necessarily the one that's been logged the most, with the most watches. It seems to be completely fucking arbitrary.
It's defined as popularity, and there is no definition on how that is determined.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I found a cheat code, but
so
I'll save that for myself. A little ace in the sleeve.
The actors and theme of this particular game, I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to give away any titles, but you'll be able to guess which one it is pretty easily. But it's based solely on a 5-dick review that our good friend Mark Rooster recently put up on Letterboxd. Right. And the first actor, and Josh, since you are the guest, you can decide to go first, or you can wait if you would like.
I'll go first.
Okay. The first actor is Sir Michael Keaton.
Sir Michael Keaton.
I thought he was going to say Kane.
I forgot.
Like, wait,
I forgot he got knighted.
Michael, he's not a knight. He is a knight of a kind. The dark kind.
I cannot imagine a world where his Letterboxd top films does not include the film Beetlejuice. Said just one time, not 2 times.
Okay. Jeff?
Just any movie with Michael Keaton.
I mean, in his top 3, but yes.
I will say Gung Ho.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go Spotlight. Good movie. A little bit of not so much Popage, but obviously Pope adjacent.
It's in there. It's implied.
I mean, he was the big guy in that situation.
Yeah.
Clituation. That's not a tasteful clituation. Anyways, go ahead, Kevin.
All right. Well, I feel like Letterboxd D tends to skew more recent in their tops, and a good way
Republican.
A good way to land in the top 3 is to have a superhero movie under your belt. So I will say The Flash.
In the top 3 of popularity.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
Spotlight was number 9.
Oh my God.
Jeff, it's okay though, because The Flash was only one spot above it at number 8.
Oh,
Blunto.
Number 3 was Birdman.
Makes sense. He won an Oscar for that.
Did that win Best Picture too?
I don't think so.
It did.
It
sure
did?
did.
Oh shit.
That's where we have that drop
That was
from.
a weird year. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Shuddy's. Who knows where the fuck that ended up?
Josh got 2 points for Beetlejuice.
Shuddy,
Nice.
who directed Birdman again?
Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu.
That's a good drop.
Number 1 was Spider-Man Homecoming.
Fuck, I picked the wrong
Really?
superhero movie.
You picked the wrong superhero movie. Yeah.
When you said superhero movie, I was like, oh, Kevin is going to mushroom stamp Jeff, and then you went with The Flash. My bonus point movie is still out there, so you guys get a bonus guess.
Now,
this is literally any Michael Keaton movie. Any.
So Shuddy just picked one at random.
Yep. One that I have fond memories of.
I've got to go with Jack Frost, the Snowman movie.
Yeah. Fucking love that movie. I love that movie. I feel like everyone else hates it though, so I don't know. I don't know about that guess. Jack Frost. I'm gonna go with Mr. Mom.
I'm gonna go with Batman.
No, I went with Multiplicity.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Andy McDowell's in that, right?
Yep.
That's a good movie.
All right. The second person we are doing, and Josh, since you scored the highest points, you get the first guess for Mr. Billy D. Williams.
Mr. Billy D. Williams. Okay. Go with The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. Jeff? Or actually, Kevin, you were higher than Jeff, so you get guess number 2.
I guess Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Kevin, or Jeff.
I don't even know the other fucking Star Wars movie.
It's a tough one to go from there.
Next Friday? Seeing that?
Billy D. Williams. I literally don't know a movie that guy's been in, and I can't even think of the third Star Wars.
Is there any movie that, I mean, it's not going to get you points, but just so you can get a guess on the board, is there any movie you can think of that might have Michael Keaton and Billy D. Williams in it together?
Batman.
Okay. That was
he was Commissioner Gordon, right?
He was Harvey Dent.
Son of a bitch.
So he would have turned into Two-Face if that.
Gotcha.
But that was number 6. Return of the Jedi was number 2, so Kevin gets 2 points.
Nice.
Empire Strikes Back was number 1, so Josh gets 3. And the bonus point movie is still out there.
I don't even know if I'm now kind of tapped out on Billy D. Williams movies. Honestly, I don't even know.
Yeah. Does the Colt 45 commercial count?
Wait, was he in Rise? He was in Rise of Skywalker. Was he in Rise of Skywalker?
He was. That was number 3. That is not the movie that I chose. Do either of you want to take another stab in the dark?
Solo, a Star Wars story.
No.
He's not even in that.
Correct.
Wait, do you not know any more Billy D. Williams movies, Kevin?
No.
Man, if these guys don't know, I have no chance.
Well, these are neither one of this. He played Lando in the Lego movie, and then he was Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie. But we referred to him earlier, speaking about Sylvester Stallone. Billy D. Williams was in Nighthawks with Sly.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't have gone there.
And Rutger Hauer.
Deep cut.
All right. Kim Basinger. Josh?
Well, I haven't said this movie yet, so I think I may have to go with the film Batman from 1989.
Okay, Kevin?
Was she in JFK? No, hold on. Damn it. I mean, Batman Returns? I don't even know if she was in it. I don't even know if she came back. But that's all I can think of.
Dumb pussy. I can't think of any other movies besides one of my favorite movies, LA Confidential. How about that one?
Man, that's a good pull.
It's a good choice. That was a good pull.
It's a great movie. The only person to score points again is Josh with Batman.
Whoa.
Getting first place. That was the smartest call I made so far. That's really helped me out because I think my knowledge was limited to one or two for most of these.
Yeah, if you were making this as an app, Josh, you would have had to rebalance the structure of this.
Maybe.
Batman was number 2. Nice Guys was number 1.
That's what I was trying to think
she was
of.
Nice Guys.
That was Gosling?
Gosling and Russell Crowe.
And Crowe, yeah.
That's a good one.
8 Mile was number 3.
Oh,
Jeff!
no!
Jeff!
No!
Oh!
No!
When Jeff is like, one of my favorite movies, I was like, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. And then he went LA Confidential, which was number 4.
I can't believe that wasn't number 1.
Good choice, though. That was a good
LA Confidential is a 5-dicker. That's a good movie.
My bonus is still out there.
Oh, God.
And this is one that you guys are all gonna kick. At least 2 of you are gonna kick yourself for not guessing.
Oh God, I really don't know.
I think I know
don't
it.
even know.
All right. Go ahead, Kevin. I'll let you guess then.
Is it Cool World?
No.
She was the
Who Framed
voice.
Roger Rabbit?
Okay, she was not in that, Jeff. You're referring to Cool World, same movie that Kevin did, where she was a cartoon character. So, Josh, your turn.
I'm actually tapped out of King Basinger movies. I can't even. If you're gonna force me to guess, I'm just gonna pick a random movie at random. Wait, what are you saying? What are you saying, Jeff?
I got one more. Doesn't even have to count. So I already got my guess out. Was she in that movie with Mickey Rourke? 8.5. Was it 8.5 days?
I think it was weeks or something. But yeah, she was in that movie, and that's not it. She played a character in a movie that I know that 2 of you have seen. The character's name was Honey Hornay.
Oh, God. What?
Wayne's World 2.
Fuck. That's right.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten there. I mean, Wayne's World 2 kicks ass.
All right, Josh. Jack Nicholson.
Okay, all right. Now we got an interesting choice.
Who?
Jack Nicholson. Okay. See, so again, the temptation is to go with something slightly more recent because I do think Letterboxd skews more recent.
He's already better at this game than me.
I think I'm going to have to go with The Departed.
Ooh.
You just put a fucking dagger through Jeff's heart. That's it. As soon as Jeff heard Jack Nicholson, that's where he was going.
Sorry,
Kevin, your turn.
It's my turn. Jeff didn't get. Oh, that's right. I was just in my head. I was prepared for Jeff to get the number 1 spot with LA Confidential. I guess I'll go with The Shining.
Jeff.
I go Batman.
Okay, well, Batman was number 5. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was number 3.
Oh,
well,
interesting. All right, it's hanging in there.
That pokes a hole in Josh's smart argument, I thought.
The Departed was number 2.
There,
We'll fucking figure.
There we go.
And you have to take into account we just got out of spooky season, so The Shining was number 1.
All right, good call.
Sweet.
No fucking rhyme or reason to this.
All right.
Actually, I guess that does make sense.
Do
Sure.
you guys have other Jack Nicholson movies to try and get to the bonus?
Of course.
Okay. Jeff, go ahead.
What does Shuddy like? I will go Mars Attacks.
Ooh.
Good.
Incorrect.
Interesting. I am going to say his Adam Sandler collaboration, Anger Management.
Josh just got the bonus point.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Fuck. It's ridiculous.
I had an intuition.
Yeah. How lucky of you, Josh, to have that smart game intuition.
All right, Josh.
Maybe I am the six chess master. I don't even know it. I shocked myself with that one.
You're a fucking game warlord.
Mr. Danny DeVito.
Mr. Danny DeVito.
Better not fucking take it. You better not fucking take it.
That's the thing, because I almost feel like I'm tempted to go with something like Twins, but I feel like that maybe that's fallen out of the top 3 now. Is that even like? I'm gonna say Batman Returns.
Is it me?
Yep, it's you.
I think it should have been technically Kevin first, right? Because he won with The Shining. Or
no, it should have been. It
Josh
should
got
have
the
been.
bonus
You were
point.
right.
But Josh did
Well,
get the bonus, yeah.
either
Yeah.
way-
Kevin, were you going to take Batman Returns?
No, I was
Okay.
gonna go with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh yeah.
I was going to go with Twins. I was happy he didn't take that one.
Going for
Okay,
that shuddy
so-
bonus point, huh?
Twins is not the shuddy bonus point,
Oh, shit.
unfortunately. And Twins was also number 27.
Wow, really?
Oh, I got 27
I'm
I'm
points.
shocked.
Batman Returns was number 8.
Okay.
Jeff, if you would have stuck with LA Confidential, you would not have scored, but it would have been at 9.
Wow, what an impressive filmography this guy's got.
he's got such an underrated filmography.
So, number 3, Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was like the janitor in that.
Number 2 was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Sweet.
And number 1 was The Virgin Suicides.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot he was in that.
Bonus point
Me too.
still out there. And this one I don't think anybody will get.
Death to Smoochie.
No, but that's a great movie.
Great movie, and I was about to say it.
5 Dicker in my book.
That is not even in his top. That's 37. Number 37.
Because
gonna
people
say
got no taste
Junior.
these days.
Okay.
Oh, Junior.
Also not correct. That was one spot behind Death to Smoochie.
Jeff?
I'm all out of Danny DeVito movies.
Is it
A
Matilda
little
Shuddy?
film. No, fuck no.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It is the 1984 movie starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
Oh,
Romancing the Stone.
Hey, good pick.
My mom loves that movie, so I watched it a lot as a kid, and I love that scene where they're in the plane and he goes, "Man, the Doobies broke up." I think that movie is still a lot of fun.
I enjoy it. I watched it for the first time in like the last few years, I would say, and enjoyed myself. It's a good flick.
All right, Kevin, Your first guess for Christopher Walken.
Good Lord. Walken? He's got so many. No, Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Am I second?
Yes, you are.
Dune Part 2.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Jeff.
This guy fucking
Oh,
Josh is playing prison rules.
The Fat Boy Slim music video.
Just trying to go with if only that was eligible.
Fucking playing for
There's
keeps out here, Josh.
There's a big obvious Walken on the board. There's a couple.
I'll go with Deer Hunter.
I loved when I set up this game because most of these people have a movie in their top 3 that I felt like Jeff has talked about and should land on, like 8 Mile, for instance, and Deer Hunter is number 8.
That's shocking to me. That should be a top 3 Walken.
I have a couple more though, but
one of Jeff's professed favorite movies with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks is number 3. Catch Me If You Can.
Love that movie.
Number 2 is Dune Part 2. And number 1 is Pulp Fiction. Bonus point still on the board.
I'll be pissed if one of you guys take it.
I'm going to say the Adam Sandler collaboration Click.
No.
Okay, he didn't do it twice. I was trying to double or nothing.
All right, I'm going to go with the Sean William Scott and The Rock vehicle. Oh no, now I can't even get the exact title. Is it The Runaway?
The
Rundown?
The Rundown, but that is also not correct.
Damn it.
I'm going to go with the David Spade classic Joe Dirt.
Also not correct.
Damn it. Movie kicks ass.
You guys,
King
this
of
is
New
going
York?
to... Well, no. Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser and Alicia Silverstone.
I like that movie.
I've actually never seen it.
I enjoyed the shit out of that movie when it came out because I was a very big Alicia Silverstone fan.
I remember that because that's when I moved from Alicia Silverstone to Jennifer Love Hewitt. It was like right around that movie. I was like, you know what? I'm dropping this bitch. I'm dumping her. I'm going Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I'm selling my Alicia Silverstone stock.
Yeah, just fucking dumped it all. Put it right back into the coin wallet.
So the final one,
keeping it.
There is no bonus point for Michelle Pfeiffer because I could not come up with one of her more obscure movies that I enjoyed enough. Okay. But Michelle Pfeiffer. So Kevin, you get first swing.
I mean, got to go Scarface, right?
Okay.
Jeff is pissed.
I have to go with her, obviously her best performance, her most storied role, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
She did excel in that.
Yeah, great work.
Jeff.
I'll go with Michelle Pfeiffer.
God, what would be 36th on her list?
How about Dangerous Minds?
Nailed it. Number 36.
Not number 36, but number 29 was Dangerous Minds.
That's still also crazy to me. That's crazy.
Right? Underrated.
Grease 2 came in 2 spots higher than Dangerous Minds.
Good Lord.
By the way. Number 3 was Mother.
Oh, God.
A fantastic movie that she was actually really good in.
Number 2 was Scarface.
Uh-oh.
Fucking
And
bullshit.
while number 1 is for her role as Janet Van Dyne,
Oh,
Fuck.
no.
it is
Oh,
Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Damn it.
Uh,
It's my cheat code. You just say
That makes sense.
Avengers
That
and
makes
you're going to
sense.
fucking
Yeah.
win.
Quantumania was number 5. Ant-Man and Wasp was number 2 or number 4. Endgame was number 5.
My head was in the right place, but not quite.
I
So
forgot she was
Jeff,
in Endgame.
with his first ever true goose egg, I believe, in Letterboxd D.
Oh, that doesn't sound surprising. Or that sounds surprising. I feel like I would have goose egg before.
Kevin
Whatever.
and Josh tied at 12.
No way.
Oh,
So,
Wow.
Every time I've planned for a tie, there's never been one. And so this time I didn't plan for a tie. And here we fucking are.
Do you have a tiebreaker from a previous game?
I am going to pull one out of my ass.
All right. Just fucking wipe the poo off first.
Val Kilmer, since we were doing Batman actors. Josh, you are the guest, so you can go first.
so are you saying you're picking just a random Val Kilmer movie, or is it a top 3 Val Kilmer movie? Or
So this will be, you have to get high for a tie break. You have to get highest on the list.
highest on the list? Highest on the list. Going to take a gamble that his number 1 might actually just be Heat. I'm going to go with Heat.
Good movie.
Well,
Very good movie.
it was a four-dick experience that made Josh's butt very uncomfortable in the theater, but I'm going to go with Top Gun Maverick.
I was thinking it could be that too. I'm gambling Heat's going to be Top Gun Maverick on this one.
It was Top Gun Maverick.
Woo!
I didn't know that when I pulled it up. So when I pulled it up and served it to Josh, I was like, oh no, it's going to look like I rigged it in his favor. But he went Heat. Top Gun it is. Kevin won the Letterboxd.
Out of curiosity, where is Heat on that list?
Number 2. So
Oh,
because
shit.
All right.
Top Gun Maverick, Heat, Top Gun, Prince of Egypt, True Romance.
And wasn't his voice in Top Gun Maverick all just AI? Because he can't talk anymore.
Yeah,
Yes.
he does.
That is correct.
I think he has 2 lines where he talks as himself, but otherwise, I think you're right.
But that was, I think AI did the
That was
voice.
AI too. Oh, interesting.
Because if you watch the Val Kilmer documentary on Hulu, he has almost no voice at this point from the throat
Gotcha.
cancer.
Yeah.
Damn.
God, that's
Poor
such
guy.
a sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ending the Letterboxd
That was
D
a
game on a
really
high
beautiful
note.
moment of Top Gun Maverick too. Was this one cameo scene? It's just too bad that I was just spinning around in my chair, vomiting all over myself while he was having his big, tier 1 cameo.
Well, we do have a little bit of housekeeping that we have to take care of, and that comes to us in the form of
NFL, pick them!
Josh. We started doing this thing. Shuddy Boy pitched it in an Easter egg, and in a moment of stuttering, he called a pick 'em a pick them, and then corrected himself. But it was too late. It was out there in the ether, and the NFL pick them is where Shuddy.
That's what pick 'em means, isn't it? That's just that's an abbreviation for pick them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like when someone asks me what time it is, I will say it is 3 of the clock. I'm not into this abbreviating contractions. Fuck all that stuff.
The National Football League pick them, as it's known.
See, the problem though is, Josh, I came up with this game. I even named it the Super Bowel Shuffle, but then I misspoke, so now it's been renamed as it should have been named from the beginning. The NFL pick them. So, go through 10 weeks of the season. Oh, no, I mean to say week 10 is what we're doing right now. So through 9 weeks of the season, Kevin is in the lead with a 31-23 record. I am in second place at 29-25, and the gentleman who makes his living betting on sports is 23-31.
Not good. What was that? 7 games behind?
No, 8 games behind. That was going into this week. Leaving this week, would you guys be shocked to know it got worse for Jeff?
It did?
I actually would be. I had a good week.
In a surprise turn of events, Kevin did not come in first place this week. I did. This guy with 5-1. Kevin was 4-2. Jeff Clark 2-4.
Lost a bunch of games. So wait, I lost 3 games to you, so now I'm 11 games back?
You are now 10 games back.
This is brutal.
How many weeks are in this thing?
There's 7 more weeks. No, 8 more weeks of regular season, and then 4 weeks of playoffs.
Ugh.
But
unnecessary.
So, just a recap. Jeff picked the Bengals to beat the Ravens. Jeff picked the Giants to beat the Panthers. We all correctly picked the Eagles. Jeff is the only one that correctly picked the 49ers beating the Buccaneers.
Whoa.
Then Jeff picked the losing Steelers and the losing Texans.
Hey, the Steelers won, so you got to switch that.
You're right. My mistake. I don't know why I unhighlighted it. So you were 3-3, Jeff, and I was 4-2.
So wait, does that mean I fucked up too? What's my score?
No. You chose. I had it marked correctly on yours as the Steelers won.
Oh.
I marked it incorrectly on mine that the Commanders won. So
the Bengals lost by 1 fucking point. They were up by double digits in the second half, and the fucking Texans were up by double digits, and they ended up choking away the victory. So I'm just running bad. And I actually used both of them in my contest, and they both won because we play with the spread, not to pick them. So it's all just loser talk, though. I gotta fucking pick it up this season, or else
now you're just spreading your butt cheeks.
I'm gonna grace Instagram my singing voice.
Current records: Kevin 35-25, Jeff 25-35.
Allegedly, gotta go back and look now.
26-34, 26-34, 26-34. I didn't update it, and I am 33-27. So Jeff is down by 9 games.
And Josh, as you're well aware, I do not watch sports in the slightest, so there is no rhyme or reason to any of my picking.
Oh, so you're just kind of picking random teams?
Yeah.
I could do that.
Well,
yeah, and I'm sure you can do it better than me, too.
I am glad you say that, Josh, because I've also brought in a new wrinkle to this game where I know you won't be here next week, but I want you to pick to see how your picks compare to Jeff's.
Okay, well, again, keep in mind, I know even less about football than Kevin, so I'm...
I would love to see...
Yeah.
I would love to see you prove that.
We might be tied with nothing, Josh.
Yeah.
You know what would be fun to do is if you pulled up like a classic NFL game and took all the audio out of it and made me and Josh be like the sports commentators on it. Oh, that guy just had a whoopsie daisy. He dropped the ball. Now he's off the team.
That seems bad.
It's
bad when they drop it.
The first game we're going to pick is tonight's matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Asshole Rammers.
I'll go with the Rams.
Jeff's taking the Rams. I'm taking the Dolphins.
I think even if you were able to put the Rams in a scenario where like they had some amount of water that they were in, I think a bunch of Rams could beat a bunch of Dolphins pretty easily. I have to go with the Rams.
Love that analysis.
Yeah, the Rams. But Dolphins, they're a little fucked up. They're a little rapey. They don't play fair.
You picked them to win the Super Bowl last year, or to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but ever since they lost Dan Marino, it's been whew. Am I right?
Well, I mean, they lost Dan Marino way before last year, Kevin. Way before.
He got that isotoner money and just fucking bounced.
That's exactly what did it.
So, yeah, I'll say the Rams.
Rams. All right. Washington Clit Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Spread Eagles. Obviously, I am a homer, so I am sticking with the Eagles.
I think you're onto something, Shuddy. I'm going to pick them too. Because I think
Awesome.
an eagle would beat up a clitoris in an actual fight.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. I think they're they're nasty. They'll peck your eyes out. Eagles.
Yeah, I'm on the Eagles. I'm gonna probably bet a lot of money on them this week.
All right. Now, on to Kevin and Jeff's Super Bowl picks that are not going to pan out this year. The Cleveland Brown Eyes
That shows what you know.
versus the New Orleans Taints. I'm taking the Saints.
Well, if a taint and a brown eye got in a fight, neither of them have arms.
Brown Eye always wins that.
I don't know.
I mean, I think Saints are pretty naturally peaceful and would lose even against the concept of brown, which is really more of a color than anything. But even then, I think Saints would just lose even against a neutral party like that.
Okay, so Josh is going with the Browns.
Yes.
I'm going to go with the taints because taints are funny.
I'm going with the Browns. Saints just won. They're gonna regress and have a shitty week after looking great last week.
All right. Next game, the Baltimore Edgar Allan Poes versus the Schittsburg Steelers.
Oh, no.
Again, I went for, listen, I took the birds last time there was a bird, but in this case, a bunch of steelworkers against Ravens. I think the steelworkers got it. Those are some tough guys. I have to go with the Steelers.
See, I think
you're a blue collar guy, aren't you, Josh?
Oh, I'm as blue collar as it gets. I'm just a real salt of the earth fella.
I could see a raven getting into a steel mill and flying into the back of the head of a steel worker and knocking him into the molten lava like Arnold in Terminator 2. So I think I'm going to go with the Ravens.
I respect that.
I am going to go with the Steelers.
I'm taking the Ravens with Kevin. Okay, big matchup. The undefeated Kansas City Chiefs
Whoa.
against the Buffalo Bills. I am hoping that T-Bone's boys pull through because I cannot stomach any more of this Chiefs bullshit. So I'm picking the Bills. Fuck the Chiefs.
Sounds like Shuddy is playing with his heart, not his brain.
Goddamn right I am.
I can't continue to endorse a team with a mascot based off indigenous people. I think I have to go with the Bills in this case.
Is Taylor Swift playing in this one?
No, but her boyfriend is, as always.
I don't know, man. Their cereal is pretty good. I'm going to go with the cereal, guys.
Fuck, I was hoping you were going to go with the Bills there.
So then Jeff could go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll go with the Chiefs.
Okay. And the final game, the Cincinnati Bungholes versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Man, it's going to get real awkward when the bungholes have to fight the Browns. What was the second team again, Shuddy?
The Chargers.
And the
from Los
bungholes?
Angeles.
Hmm.
Chargers and Bungholes.
I think a charger is going to beat a bunghole. Like a phone charger? Like if you shove a phone charger in your bunghole, I think the bunghole loses that battle. So I'm going with the charger.
Are you sure? Are you sure you can? I mean, if you could charge a phone that way, then maybe it's the Chargers win. I'm going with the Chargers on this.
I'm going with the Chargers too.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Oh, Shuddy, the odd man out.
Nice.
We're going
I
to
don't
charge
hate it, Shuddy.
We're going to charge Shuddy's bunghole.
A little leverage in the contest. I just think everyone's going to bet the Bengals. I'm going to end up betting the Chargers this week. I know it.
Well, now I regret my decision.
Hey, I'm 3-1 this week, motherfucker.
All right, and that's the pick then?
That's the pick then.
Hell yeah. All right, well, I believe that takes us to the end once again, my friends. But if you need more MSPH in your life, please check out patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Do it through your desktop, through a PC, not an app.
Not through the app. Don't go to the App Store. Don't let Apple take their money.
Yeah, they're robbing us blind, damn it. And if you can peek behind the paywall, you will see you are definitely getting your money's worth. There are mountains of wonderful content waiting for you, as well as everything we have done in the past on Patreon. The whole thing is there. Every week, we are just cranking out tons and tons of stuff. So check it out. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And make sure you get Josh's brand new game, Doomsday, a mad science game.
Yes, in the App Store, Steam and iOS.
And also, aren't you gearing up on season 2?
Yeah, so I do have some other things in the works, of course. I'm, listen, if you know me from the Ellis days, I'm not on mic on most of these things. I'm all behind the scenes. I'm the puppet master. I'm pulling the strings on these shows. But if you want to hear a little bit of my production and my editing work, you should check out shows like Choice Words with Samantha Bee, The Morning After with Lamorne Morris and Kyle Chevron. And of course, the Video Archives podcast is back, season 2 with Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery. And we have our own Patreon that you can sign up for and hear bonus episodes and extended episodes and all sorts of cool stuff.
Damn it, I can't believe we have to compete with Tarantino.
Good plug.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good ad read.
you guys probably have more subscribers than us, but at least for now. But we're working our way up.
Wait, then Quentin Tarantino?
Well, we just started. We started 2 weeks ago.
I don't care. I'm going to tell everyone I know that.
I just want to give a shout out to Joe Somebody Puminati. He sent me a brick of bitch ass fast snowboard wax that I'm excited to use if it ever snows here.
In the meantime, I'm just using it on my dick.
No, it just came today. He sent me one of their stickers. I'm stoked for this.
Nice.
I get my new board tomorrow, so I'm gonna, even though was 67 degrees today, I'm gonna wax my board as soon as I get it. I can't wait.
Look, Shuddy, we don't need to hear all about your jacking off habits.
If there wasn't a certain wedding this weekend, I'd probably go to Big Snow to snowboard, but I have other obligations, which I am the only groomsman that has any tasks to handle on the big day.
Do you have to
Nobody
fluff Dom?
That's part of it. I have to gather everybody for pictures after the service. It seems like I have to be the ringleader of the wedding circus.
Can we expect to see blacked out Shuddy this weekend at Dom's wedding?
No, that's what I was just going to say. It seems like this was all geared to make sure I stay sober.
Well, joke's on them. You can drink while you do things, right?
It seems like they thought, what's the best way to make sure that he behaves? Oh, make it so he can't be drunk to do everything he needs to do.
Well, I believe you can prove them wrong, Shuddy.
So it should be interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for Dom and Tiffany's nuptials this weekend.
And I'm excited to see a blacked out Shuddy trip and fall right through the wedding cake. We'll have some good stories next week.
And I'm excited to see if it goes over or under 6.5 months. I'm going under.
Stop it, Jeff. You son of a bitch.
I'm just kidding, Dom. I'm just kidding.
You can also follow us all on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffro Records.
At Radio TFB.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. Also, I don't have the fucking link yet, but I did get the email this morning that the Culver City Film Festival, taking place Monday, December 9th. If you can make it to downtown LA, John Cooper, the second coming of John Cooper, is showing at 7:30 p.m. Monday, December 9th. So bring as many people as you possibly fucking can. You need as many butts in the seats as possible, because if we fill a theater, get close to filling a theater, it makes the movie look that much more enticing. So everybody that shows up, it'll be a huge help.
I didn't even ask you how the Smodcast Festival went, or the Smodfest.
It was great. Really good reaction. Got a really big turnout. Seemed like people were laughing through the whole movie. Went exactly how I wanted.
Man, that's what a like the perfect festival for it. It's great.
Yeah, and everybody on the East Coast. Few people flew in, few people road trip, few people were kind of locals. So LA Puminati, need you big time. December 9th, Monday, 7:30, downtown LA. Tickets, links coming shortly. Just keep an eye on my social media.
Speaking of Joe Somebody, he did comment on last week's Patreon that he was probably going to fly out for it.
Oh my God.
So if anybody is looking to hang out, hit him up on Patreon.
That's a lot of pressure. Somebody flying in just to see a movie. I mean, it was mostly friends and family that flew in for the Jersey one. So it's like, we'll get to hang even if you think the movie stinks. But
there were some Puminati that drove
6 hours
plus hours to see it. So that's not much different than flying in.
Yeah, it's just, man, thank you, Joe Somebody. That is awesome. But
he's good people.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he keeps sending me videos showing me how much snow Colorado is getting, and sending me the Instagram video stories of the mountains there while I'm scratching like a fiend for snow.
Yeah, in your face, Shuddy. And also, if you'd like to see these episodes instead of just listening to them, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Check it out. And don't forget to listen to Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
That's right. NFL Week 11, probably going to release it Thursday, going from the Wednesday record date to Thursdays now, just because I want the extra day to do some research and handle all the other shit that I got to do throughout the week. But subscribe, rate, and review, even if you don't listen to sports betting podcasts or don't sports bet yourself. I'm looking at you, Josh. Outkick Bets.
What did
Jeff
I do?
Clark. Then you're fine.
And I think that's about it, friends. Thank you all for listening. And until next time, something.